Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. This is the last video I'm making tonight, and I'm probably not going to record tomorrow, which is Friday, and Saturday, and I won't swear to Sunday. I plan on dedicating the whole weekend to the book as much as possible, and possibly having to refilm some Scarlet Spider shots, depending. So I do have to watch all the tapes. My very first movie, I want to watch that this entire weekend. So when I get home from work, I'm going to plug up the computers, I'll plug up the cameras, rewind all the tapes except for the high 8, and watch them and see what happens. And if I don't forget tomorrow morning, I will get up and call Clemens Library to see if they have old equipment and see if they are interested in selling or if they're interested in letting me use it. Anyway, that being said, let's talk about anti-bullying. I was bullied from grade school to middle school to high school, and sometimes in college. And the hardest part of being the victim of bullying is not telling people that you're being bullied. It's not understanding why, hey dumbass, you know Kung Fu. You should beat their ass. So, we're going to give you the reasons why I didn't beat their ass. This is a yardstick. In grade school, my mama used to have one. The key to that was the word she used to. I learned Kung Fu and I broke that son bitch to pieces. However, she found more equipment to spank my ass with. Like belts. When you heard this, and if y'all know what this sound like, y'all knew what time it was. And God forbid if they say your whole name. Your first, middle, and last. The name that they fucking gave you, by the way. And then there were switches, a couple of neighbors, a toy canoe. If she could get her hands on it, my ass was getting beat. Which is why I never fought in school. Because I knew that if I got home, whether I won or lost, I was going to get beat. The one time that my mom came to school and didn't beat my ass was because a young white lady called me the N-word. And before I knew what happened, I bust her damn lip. It wasn't intentional, but it was like a reflex. And as a martial artist and a boy who has sisters, I was raised not to hit girls. So scratch one for me. I still haven't forgiven myself for that. But she looked me dead in the face and called me by my government name and pow! With this hand, I be bled. Before I knew what happened, there was blood on my knuckles and she was screaming. I didn't knock any of her teeth out, but she was bleeding. I never hit another girl after that. Unless they were kin to me, because in our family, the girls fought just like we did. Cats and dogs, yo. Some more than others. Anyway, moving on from that. I just told y'all a story about this kid named Chad and our bully named Chuck. So I'm also going to tell you this story about why I didn't go to our high school reunion, besides the fact that I wasn't invited. Okay, see, before Columbine happened, there was me. And I had reached fuck it in high school. Hell, in all school, actually. And you know, school bullying leads to events like Columbine and the shit that happened in Florida. It doesn't lead to the shit where someone decides to go to a school and just shoot up kids. That guy was just a straight piece of fucking filth. And the people who kept the cop from trying to save his wife, they were pieces of filth too. Okay? Just getting that out of the way. They were complete pieces of filth. Now moving away from that. When I got bullied in school, I took my nunchucks to school. That stopped the bullies in Miss Jones' class, but didn't stop Chuck. Chuck had been bullying me from the 9th grade to Miss Kruger's class, which would be the 11th grade. And then in the 9th grade, Chuck would run down the aisles because he's so tall, he smack everybody in the back of the head. And he did that for about 2 weeks. And then I was like, you know what? I don't care about everybody else, but I'm a fucking duck. And so he did that shit. And by the time the 3rd week came and he started, I had his rhythm down. It's like, pap, 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 pap. And the teacher, Mr. Freeman, who was probably big scared of Chuck, he was like 5'7", and Chuck like 6'6", 6'7", big burly black dude. He's running in there, pow, pow, pow. I'm close to the front of the board. And he went to swing. I ducked. His motherfucking ass slammed up into that chalkboard and looked back at me like, why you duck? And I looked at him and I said, look, I don't care about nobody else in this class, but you can keep putting your hands on me. Because this is going to get real bad for one of us. And it ain't going to be me. Oh, you think you bad? I said, nah. But I know what I can do. And, you know, he didn't know that I knew martial arts. But he might have known because we went to Buford together. And I did handle 3 dudes in the gym without assistance. And those 3 dudes, one was Kenny, one was Chris, and the other one, I think, was either a Lamont or somebody. But they were all, like, sports players. And, you know, they just thought they were going to whoop up on a nerd. And I warned them. And they was like, oh, you think you're bad? I said, no. But I know Kung Fu. And I wouldn't recommend any of you trying to do something to me. And they decided to do that. And they were all bigger than me. I was like probably a stringy little 89-pound kid. And I tore their ass to pieces. I'm pretty sure Kenny and Chris and whoever the hell the third guy was ain't never forgot that shit. And after that, you know, nobody really bothered me till we got to high school. But see, between that, there was a few fights when I was 15. It was a whole week where the only day I didn't fight was like Wednesday. I got into a fight on Monday. I got into an argument that almost turned into a fight, but somebody who knew me manipulated words, and the 2 guys that were going to jump me, they ran the fuck off. Thursday, the 2 guys that were going to jump me, I got into a fight with one of their little brothers. We were playing wrestling. Long story short, he got a stick, I got a pipe. And I said, you get to hit me first. And then I'm going to wrap this pipe around your shit. So we both threw our weapons down and he went away. But what led to the fight is that it was a 2-on-4 wrestling match. And my boy David was Sting, and I had to be Rugged Ronnie Garvin. And then David reminded me that I know Kung Fu, because all 4 of them had grabbed me, you know. And when I slung the first 2 dudes and their heads clocked, you know, wrestling's supposed to be fake. But the moves is very fucking much real. So they came off. Then this guy kicked off, and then this guy just wouldn't let go. Until I made him let go. Which is why he went to go get the stick. Which is why I got the pipe. And then we went our separate ways. He never fucked with me again after that. We became pretty good friends. Then the next day, I fought this dude who was about 8 feet tall. He was like 6'9". He wasn't 6 feet completely. He was way over 6 feet. And I'm 5'2" at the time. 15. I might have been 5'1". But that day, everybody in the projects fucking remembered my name. And everybody in the projects stopped calling me the fake Karate Kid. They stopped calling me Daniela son. They stopped calling me the wannabe. Because they seen me beat somebody's ass that was 3 times my size. And I don't just mean in height, I mean in girth, all that shit. And all over, a misunderstanding with him hitting me in the back of the head with those gravelly rock things. Because he thought he was doing my sister a favor. And then my sister, the one who ruined my life, was whipping his sister's ass. So then the cops came, by the way, and the cops came at me. They didn't come after the guy who hit me first. They came at me. I still have those McGregor golf cleats or McGruber golf cleats. Whatever those golf cleats are, they saved my life. And I thank them golf cleats every day. But after that, everybody who thought I was fake no longer thought I was fake. And you know, 9th grade, obviously some people didn't get the message, which was Chuck. 10th grade, obviously some people forgot the message. Because one of those guys that was bullying me, his name is JD. And he got all kinds of hell when I caught him in B&R. Had it not been for my cousin Russell, I probably would have went to jail that day. Had it not been for the store clerk telling me I could lock the door and fuck this dude up, I probably would have went to jail that day. And I had him in tears. And he told me he wasn't going to do it no more. He lied. When he got back with his friends, it was the same shit. And I told him, I was like, well, you weren't that tough in B&R over the weekend, or was you? He's like, oh, that didn't happen. Oh, it happened, buddy. But my fucking 14-year-old cousin, I think Russell might have been 12. It doesn't matter how old he was. Russell was bigger than me when he dragged me away from him. So after that, I didn't think I would ever be bullied again. And then there was Chuck. You know. So this is why we didn't go to the high school reunion. First, they didn't send me an invitation because of what I'm about to tell you now. When I started college, Columbine happened. Before Columbine happened, when I was in high school, between 92 and 93, I literally said, if we have a high school reunion, I'm going to fuck up every one of my motherfucking bullies at the high school reunion. And that shit held strong to everybody. Because I'm going to tell you exactly what I told them. I said, what's going to happen is, I'm going to find the back door. I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to wrap a chain around that bitch. Then I'm going to be inside before everybody else gets there. All the back doors are going to be chained closed. And just like a scene from Unforgiven, I'm going to tell everybody who has never bullied me to get the fuck out. And I'm going to tell everybody else who's bullied me, because now I'm in the front door. Remember all those things you did to me in high school? Well, now it's payback time, motherfuckers. And I'm going to have a samurai sword. And I'm going to slice and dice the dog shit out of these motherfuckers. I.e., words have consequences. Actions have consequences. So, I, at our 20th high school year reunion, was not invited. Now, my friend A-Dog was invited. And my bro B-Dog was invited, but I wasn't invited. But it wasn't the high school that threw the reunion. They had, like, certain people who wanted to have a reunion got together with everybody and had a reunion. Again, I wasn't fucking invited. And I get it. You know, I get it. I wouldn't have invited me either after I told everybody who ever bullied me, I'm going to slice and dice their shit when I lock them in the room with me and nobody's going to fucking go home. You got to think about it. Back in the 90s, you know, that wasn't a thing until I said something. And I meant what I said when I said it. I do apologize for how I said it. I don't apologize for what I said. Because at that time, I was full stream on Ninja Assassin mode. Because I straight up told her, I'm going to have a katana and a samurai sword. I'm fucking all of y'all motherfuckers up that has ever bullied me. I said, because y'all safe while y'all in school. Because this was the thing. In school, I got picked on a lot. I got picked on a whole lot. Outside of school, I was not Bruce Wayne. I was fucking Batman. And I straight told people, you want to fight? Washington Park, name the time. You want to fight? Behind Venable School, name the time. You want to fight? Forest Hill Park, name the time. You want to fight? Greenleaf Park. I didn't know about Jordan Park at the time. But I said, you want to fight? You name the motherfucking time and the place. And it's got to be Saturday before I go to work. Motherfuckers would name the time and places. Very few people showed up. The only time somebody showed up is when I was with the 10.5 Street boys. And we were going to fight some dudes from the projects and some dudes from 10.5 Street because they was fucking with Hucky. Hucky was a young dude. And he was the youngest. Hucky, Man, David, me, and some damn body else. And the other people was Virgil, who was a 10.5 Street dude, and like 4 or 5 other people. Virgil was in walking distance, so he ain't had no choice but to show up. And he was the only one that showed up. And he broke the fuck out of Dodge when we all pulled up. And we didn't pull up in cars, you know, we all had to walk. But we walked around Venable to go to the back of Venable, which is right in Virgil's backyard. So he could have just crawled home after that ass whooping, but he never got his ass whooped. And he earned our respect that day because of all the people that talked all the shit. Virgil was the one that didn't say the most shit, except for with him and Hucky. And we showed up 6-1. There was more of them before that Saturday. And we weren't in high school, we was in middle school at the time. And we was like, where your boys at, Virgil? They talked all that shit. Here we go, let's go. Virgil ain't had nobody. And he ran. Nobody laughed at him. Next day, that shit was squashed. And whatever was going on with Virgil and Hucky, it was squashed. Because we said, wait, look, man, you was the only one that showed up. But you better tell your boys, don't fuck with us no more. And nothing else came of it. Anyway, as you see, this is why you don't bully people. Because bullying can lead to people pulling a Columbine. Or the rest of the world's school shootings. I want y'all to think about that. Watch what you say to people. Watch how you treat people. Watch how you tease people in school. Because that very person that you tease today, can be that same guy that cut your throat tomorrow. Or, worst case scenario, that motherfucker becomes your boss. Or, second worst case scenario, he become your daughter's baby daddy. Goddamn, that would be karma like a motherfucker. I ain't got kids, so I ain't got to worry about that. Have a great day. This is Echo Fan Great Wolf. This is Kung Fu number 2, B, C, and U.